Hi guys. So I've had my 2022 Pan America for about a year now. When I did buy this bike, it happened to come with the aluminum panniers made by Harley Davidson, and that's what I've been traveling with for the last 30,000 miles. They've served their purpose, but I've been finding myself a little bit more off the beaten path and everything's a road. So I think it's time to upgrade to some little bit more safer soft bags. Okay, I've chosen to go with the LoneRider Semi rigid bags, and I'm going to be installing those in this video. I'll have other videos that include the tank bag as well as the 6-liter bags that I'm going to install on the front engine guard. So watch along.
Ride the motorcycle with me.
All right, so these type of bags are considered significantly safer than my aluminum panniers going off-road. So that is one of the main reasons while choosing to change out my bags. I did go with the LoneRider gear for a few reasons, mainly being that they're 100% waterproof. I would like to keep all my gear and all my clothes dry, so I love that feature. And then they do have a different roll top bag inside to keep everything extra dry, so I don't have to worry about any of my gear getting wet, and it's also dustproof. They also have a lot of the mole attachments, so if I want to add more of my gear, like some of my tool bags, to the outside, I can do so as well. They are definitely going to keep their shape, being the semi-rigid bags, versus a lot of the soft bags get really droopy, for lack of a better term. So I'm really excited about really retaining a lot of the shape that I like, but increasing my safety capacity. Inside the LoneRider boxes, of course, I have the bag itself, inner bag. This is part of the liner for it. And then all the tools, including an extra 10mm wrench for us to use. So I'm excited to get these on and show you how it goes. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the aluminum panniers that I have on the bike and set up these racks for the semi-rigid LoneRider bags to be mounted. All right, so depending on exactly which racks you do have on your bike will indicate which type of mounting you'll need to do. These are Harley Davidson SW Motech racks, so I needed to go ahead and remove all the mounting hardware that was meant for my aluminum panniers, so it's just the rack itself. So the complete LoneRider kit. So these semi-rigid bags are actually very popular in the BMW community, and they come pre-set up directly to mount onto other racks than the ones that I have. So for adjustment purposes, I'm going to go ahead and take off all these little screws to remove this backing plate from the bags themselves and readjust all the mounting hardware to what's appropriate for the Pan America. All right, so for your backing plate, you're going to need to remove the quick release knot lock for the HD Pan America. If it has the SW Motech or Harley Davidson branded pannier racks. These, unfortunately, only fit on like round bars. So not on my Pan America's rack. So unfortunately, I have to do the fixed mount option, which it comes with the system, which is perfectly fine. For this purposes, I'm going to go ahead and leave these middle mounts, I think, for a little bit of extra stability. They're not really required on the instructions, but I do like the idea of having them like a side stability too, just in case anything gets moved too much. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and move the bottom brackets as well. Okay. To move these, I actually got to move them up. Now I'm not going to tighten these all the way down until I fit them to the other side to make sure they're exactly where I want them, but they should line up just like this side, since I think both sides are the exact same, so either way. Last one, like these. if you can't see, they just fit right inside there. So you're gonna line her back up, put it in. Now she got it. All right, either way, these are a little bit movable for the Pan America. You won't need to move them all that much. But so these I'm keeping, these I took off, and the quick release mount, gone. All right, to get the next pieces on, take these all out of the little bag. All right, so the way that these lock out, this goes on the mount itself, and this locks around the bar. So I'm going to take the piece that locks around the bar off. Oh, come on, little washer. The washer keeps getting stuck on, like, in this section of it. So give it a little more room. There we go. And I'll bring them pretty much all the way up and just finger tighten them. That was kind of the easiest way to kind of keep it in place before. So they're just finger tightened on. Get the last two. So if you want to take them all the way apart, you can go ahead and take off the regular nut and the lock washer. So now that I have all my pieces on, these are all kind of loose still, and I tighten them so I can adjust them as needed.
All right, so there's two ways that I could go ahead and install these bags after figuring out exactly where I wanted all the mounting hardware.
All right, so now it's time to remount the bags on the plates.
The first option would be to go ahead and, after knowing that you figured out exactly where you wanted all the mounting hardware, to remove the plate and then attach the bag back to the plate before attaching it to the racks on your bike, okay? However, I decided to do it in kind of a reverse order just because I was sick of sitting on the ground, and attaching the plate and mounting the hardware and then attaching the bags afterwards. I was able to then stand up the majority of the time instead of sitting on the concrete, but you know, definitely different ways to do it as long as the bag is reattached to the plate afterwards.
All right, so our next part, after we get our bags back on the bike, next part is this rigid part, which is actually what keeps these bags with some kind of shape. So you're gonna go ahead and fold the top part back and locate inside, here it is, a Velcro tab. These Velcro tabs match up with them. All right, so my install is done. I have my new semi-rigid bags.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and pack them up right now. I'm heading to March Moto Madness tomorrow in Tellico Plains, Tennessee. So let's see how it goes. Got to get all this actually in these bags, but they fit.
Okay. March Moto Madness.